Once upon a time, on Smith Street, stories meant something. They traveled by word of mouth, and they shaped neighborhoods. They built culture. Welcome to Yore on Smith Street, where the days of yore meet today's headlines, where current events get context, where pop culture gets perspective, and where the stories behind the stories actually matter. From what's trending to what they're not saying out loud, to the moments that make you pause and say, hold up, wait a minute. We're not just reacting, we're remembering, we're connecting the dots. Because everything happening now, there's always a story before it. Hi, my name is Jaren. I perform by the name Smith Street. Welcome, you're on Smith Street. Let me tell you a story. All right. I done press record. Welcome to the official episode of You're on Smith Street. Y-O-R-E on Smith Street. Once upon a time, these things happen somewhere in the universe. Okay? All right. So, yeah, I believe this is the first episode, and it's a special one because, well, not only because it's the first episode, but it's also special because it's going to drop, I believe, at the end of Black History Month. If I'm not mistaken, we're going to drop this out. We're going to be publishing this joint. So, yeah. And that's history. I mean, I happen to be black. Black as they get. And that's history. It's about so many things. It's about independence. It's about consistency. It's about creativity and expression and ownership. Yeah, so yeah, on this month, February, Black History Month 2026, I believe this is going to be the first official professional, episode. Hoorah! Yes. Should throw some sound effects there. So we did that. What did we do this week? I watched America's Next Top Model. Okay. On Netflix, the Tyra Banks, was a documentary? I guess it was a little docu-series. Boy, a lot of people have things to say. Miss Banks doesn't look like a nice lady. This is what the people are saying. And then there's some people that are defending her. And I'll give my perspective. I don't think it looks nice at all. I don't know Tyra Banks, but I don't think it looks good. And I'm not going to sit here and act like I wasn't watching back in the day, because I was. But now, as an adult, I'm like, what was we watching? What is this foolishness? And the contestants they were treated horribly. Power imbalance. And I know all about that. And it's ugly. Part of the reason why I decided to be so independent, because I got a peek behind the curtain. These people, they were replaceable. I don't want to say they didn't matter, but it's like, come on. All the effort and things that these people put in to help build you, and you don't care. And then towards the end, we found out that Miss J had a stroke, and she says that, maybe Tyra reached out, but no visitation. That illusion of mentorship versus control, which is, it's not nice, and I kind of been on both sides of that, where people have looked up to me, and I have been the person that looks up to people. I don't want to treat anybody the way people have treated me. And I'm not going to say that I've always gotten it right, because I do have a mean streak. Let's not get it twisted. But recognizing it and being able to pinpoint it is the first step to recovery and healing and getting better. You got to be able to recognize it, And some people, they don't care. That's not what we do over here on Smith Street, okay? yeah, we're happy that the old model is over with the industry. I mean, we want to see it burnt down to the burn that. Oh no, cursing! Burn that thing down. Okay. Yeah, no gatekeepers, man. Like, and we like that. Is it oversaturated because of that? Absolutely. I do believe that there is something to say for consistency, education, and passion all working together. Social media has definitely removed the illusion, the smoke and mirrors. So there's no like mystique. Everything is there in your face. All people want to know your business. They know the documents. They know how you feeling, what you look like, where you live. It's good and bad. I personally like a little mystery, to my whole deal. But I'm also not as young as everybody else doing this. So I come from a Michael Jackson time. Like Michael Jackson was the guy when I was around. When I was around, I'm still around. But when I was coming up, when I was a little whippersnapper out here, that was the person to look up to. And Michael Jackson, he was mysterious as a mug. Whitney Houston. You wasn't all up in their business. Whitney, when it messed up with Whitney? That damn reality show. Oh my God. God bless Whitney Houston. It's Black History Month. We're not doing that. The Breakfast Club. What did we hear about on the Breakfast Club? We heard that Wendy's is closing 300 locations. What? And a little more Black history. Did you know? Of course you didn't know, but you're going to find out that this is Wendy's was my first job. Yeah, my first W-2 job. Because I was out here hustling from a young buck. I was getting the buck. You heard? But Wendy's was definitely my first W-2 job. I was 18 years old, actually. This is kind of late, right? But I moved to Canarsie when I was 18. Oh, that's another story. Whew. How did I move to Canarsie? Because my mom still lived in East Flatbush. And I had to move to Canarsie to my auntie and uncle's house with my cousins. But that's another big story. We're not going to go into that. That's off the script. Wendy's was my first job. It was my first, real paycheck. It was a time. That was learning process too. They wanted to put me on 9 to 5. I ain't never heard nobody get a 9 to 5 at a fast food restaurant because I was busting them burgers out. You heard? And then I got a job at the library. Oh man. Those were the times. So let's talk about the renovation. Okay, so I did end up, I believe last time I said I was building the frames, and the frame, I had run into some problems because I didn't have the top part of one square, and the beams didn't reach all the way across on the wide side. Well, actually, the frame part didn't reach any end, to be honest. It was, it didn't reach the high or the wide part, but I had to build a box around the frame. So I connected a box kind of like to the frame. Then I did not stick to the plan, and when I was buying the materials, I was supposed to get a specific type of magnet. Got the wrong type of magnets, being fast, and I don't know. I knew better than to get the magnets that I got. And then I then went and glued them on one side. So now I got to figure that out. How to get the right magnets on there. But I believe that once I get the right magnets, it'll be right. The panels will fit on there just fine. And then I'll move on to the painting part of that. And I'm ready to get this joint over with because I'm ready to set my room up. And I don't feel right setting up everything, bringing all that stuff in here while I'm still painting and stuff. And for the most part, I mean, everything's back, to be honest. And I'm going to be on the other side anyway. So I guess I might as well just go ahead and set it up, right? Today I'm using a mic stand. There's more of balance going on. And that is what's happening on Smith Street. Be getting it together as far as the ambiance. That feng shui got to be right. Don't let them tell you no different. Oh, this is work. All right. This is creative work. I need the colors and the mood. I need to smell good and all of those things. To argue with your moms. You do yours your way. Okay? I'll do mine. Thank you very much. Have a good day. And all those things. I understand. Everybody has their own way. And what works for you might not work over here on Smith Street. Okay? And vice versa. And guess what? We don't need it to. That's the beauty of individuals. All right? Yeah, so I didn't follow instructions. I didn't stick to the plan. Kind of like swayed a little bit. And I kind of knew better than that. Cost me a couple of bucks. And it's and a little bit of headache too, because those magnets are glued on, and I use Gorilla Glue to the panel. But I guess, right, it's a magnet, so I'll just put the other one under it or over it or whatever. I'll work it out. It'll just be really on there, on that mug. So, yeah, what did we talk about today? Gatekeepers versus independence, the corporate system versus personal growth, legacy versus new era, mistakes versus adjustments. All right. And the next episode, I guess it'll be next week. I mean, the whole idea is consistency. I enjoy doing this. I always toyed around with it here and there. I just never did it consistently. I mean, there was one point where I was doing it consistently because I had got a gig. They was paying me to do it. So of course I was doing it consistently. And I was doing it from home. What? But anyway, oh yeah, I believe the LA Film School was working with AMP. I don't know. Anyway, that was fun. I got the deal, but that was through United Masters. That's another day story. We could talk about that next episode, actually. Oh yeah, come around. All right, I think that's it. So we had a good talk today. I had a blast. I hope you did. I'll talk to you at the next time. Don't